What is up, people? Smash This Podcast live. I don't know. What do you think? Is it too much? Is it too much? I figured it'd be appropriate for the whole NXT San Antonio, Texas review of Takeover, and put a little Southern. Maybe I don't know. Probably not. All right, we'll just call it a day with the hat. Retire that song, bitch. Keep the accent. Leave. I don't know. Let's see. It's just weird mood today. Weird mood. You know, it's winter. It's like, you know, I want to get out, get some exercise, post surgery stuff, and a damn groundhog saw his shadow. So we're gonna see another 10 months of winter or something. So to celebrate that lovely little outcome, we've got some winterberry tea here. At least it tastes good, so it cheers me up a little bit. All right, let's talk some NXT Takeover San Antonio, and I'm going to talk about the stuff that aired last night as well, because I watched that earlier today. And most of the time I don't talk about that stuff, but they showed stuff on there. I'm going to break everything down, but I'm going to just mention certain things. I'll start out with that, and then I'll talk about the actual event itself. So it'll be kind of in order of how it happened. The NXT event started out with the Ember Moon match with Aaliyah. Now, I know there's, certain opinions about Aaliyah that are favorable and some that are not. I personally think in watching this match with Ember Moon, I by no means think that Aaliyah is like ready for the main roster yet, but I think she is coming a long way from where she started. Her and her compadre Liv Morgan, I think, are making some strides to certainly become better. I actually like this match a lot between Ember Moon and Aaliyah. Ember Moon certainly knocking it out of the park with her performance, and really, I think she's on quite the winning streak. I don't think she's been beaten yet. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she's undefeated. So I have absolutely no doubt that somewhere in the next few months she'll be facing off against Asuka, maybe Mania. It's hard to say, because I know they touched on stuff, and I'm going to just kind of bounce all over the place here. They touched on stuff when they showed the interview with Asuka, her post-match, the Fatal 4-Way, the women's Fatal 4-Way. And I believe Nikki Cross was brought up in the interview, and Asuka was like, what, does she still work here? Or she said something to that effect. So I got a feeling there's going to be some backlash from that. To talk about that particular match, though, what the hell? We'll just kind of bounce all over the place. As long as we're talking the women. Man, that Fatal 4-Way was a lot of fun. I wanted a little more from it, but for what it was worth, with Asuka defending against Nikki Cross and Peyton Royce and Billy Ray again. Billy Kay. Sorry, ladies. That was a lot of fun, especially the Nikki Cross spot when they just, put her through the table, destroyed her right next to the announce booth up there, up on the stage. That was pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I enjoyed watching that. But I am a big fan of Nikki Cross, so I'm hoping she does get another shot soon. Did enjoy what I did see from Royce and Kay in the ring. Those ladies, I think, are okay. Yes, they're gorgeous, but they're also their talent is really starting to come through. I don't know their past as far as who was trained and who came from the indies and whatever. That I still don't know about those ladies yet. Whereas I know Nikki Cross has quite the history in the UK. She isn't one that just got trained down in NXT. She has quite the wrestling past. So I think, I know there was an opinion out there after the past, and I've talked a little bit about this before. I'm going to touch on it again right now. There was an opinion around the time of the SmackDown and Raw, the draft, that with all the call-ups between Carmella, Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, I feel like I'm missing someone. Oh, Dana Brooke. And I still feel like I'm missing someone. But anyways, with all the women that were called up over the course of that whole draft, before and right after that, they I'm forgetting Emma, and we're still waiting for Emma. It's Emmalina. And now they don't even now it's like Royal Rumble has come and gone, and we don't even see the promos anymore. And how upsetting is that? It's like, okay, well, at least there's a promise of she might show up. Now the promos have just completely stopped post Rumble. So maybe that's setting up a surprise from her. I don't know. I don't want to drag that discussion out too long, but damn, I miss Emma. She was one of my favorites. I think she really is an underrated talent. But anyways, back to NXT Takeover. Shane and Cone. But yeah, a lot of women down there. There is plenty of talent. Some certainly better than others down there right now. I think the women's division is going to be just fine. When you just look at all the women who have been on there over the course, and that's the thing. After the draft, we did see a lot of new faces down in NXT, and it's still a growing, evolving bunch of people down there with all the new additions over the course of the last, we'll just say, season or quarter. Over the last, 4 to 6 months, we've seen so many new faces, men and women. So, and I think now is a great time if you're not used to watching NXT. It's like a whole new phase is going on. And I'm telling you, now's a good time to jump into it to see how this all evolves, But yeah, so we'll have to see what happens from here with the women. Certainly a lot of potential from all the different faces coming and going. Let's see what else here. Let's jump back to the pre-show a little bit. Let's talk about Oni Larkin versus a new face to the NXT roster, Tyler Bate, the UK Universal Champion. Wow, what a fun match. And this night, he's 19. Bate is 19 years old. It's by far one of the youngest that I think we've seen on NXT in a long time. Thinking back to when Paige was on NXT, and she seemed to be on NXT for a long time, and they were kind of just waiting until she got a little older. Like they wanted her to turn 21 before they brought her up to the main roster. So she was a teenager too when we first saw her on NXT television back. Oh God, how many years ago was that? 4, 5 years ago, whatever it was. Whatever it was. But yeah, what a match between Tyler Bate and Oni Larkin. Man, it's just some stiff stuff going on. It's going to be, I know there's also a lot of opinions as far as what's going to go on with all the UK faces and stuff. Some say that some of them are going to become NXT regulars until they set up something over in the UK. I've heard, some other stuff. I'm not going to talk about all that, but I'm looking forward to it. Anytime you get some new faces, some new talent on there, certainly worthy of watching. And all those guys are a lot of fun. If you have not seen the UK tournament, you want to see some new talent really, really shine from across the pond, go check it out. I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Tyler Bate and another completely underrated talent, Oney Larkin. Wow, that guy is something else. He's had some matches lately that have been really good and kind of flown under the radar, in my opinion. That need to be talked about more, but we'll see what happens. And I know this next guy is not very popular, but I do have to say I did enjoy the match between No Way Jose and the Drifter. Not everybody's a fan of his. I actually like. I'm just clicking through some of the results here. No Way Jose versus Elias Sampson. Couldn't think of his first name at first. Sorry. I do like Sampson. The fact that he just comes down to the ring. The gimmick isn't that tremendous, but he comes down, and when he's done, he just starts just pounding the shit out of you. No rhyme or reason. Just does he have a tremendous moveset? No, but he is getting better, and I do like him. It reminds me of almost like an old school. Almost like a Randy Savage if you change up his gimmick a little bit, and just groom him a little. I see bright things for him. Honestly, I see a guy like Sampson going a lot farther than No Way Jose. And some of you may listen to that opinion and go, what the hell are you talking about? Well, that's because I'm not the biggest fan of No Way Jose. Does he get a crowd going? Yeah, but I think it takes a lot more than that. And this guy's going to grow too. It'll be really interesting to see what happens to both of them over the course of the next several months, leading up to Mania and beyond. But I did like that match. Of course, I was rooting for Elias Sampson. He didn't come out with a win, of course. But we'll see. He has had a couple wins. He's done okay. About 50-50 for him, I think, at best. And then let's get into the meat and potatoes of the actual event. Actually, no, before that, I want to talk about a couple quick things about the Fallout. And like I said, I'm going to kind of bounce all over the place here. They talked about the Fallout from the actual event. I touched on the Asuka stuff, but the footage with Nakamura, and I'm going to get to something else special in a second. The footage of Nakamura, holy crap, man, that was hard to watch. They're bringing him through the ropes, and he's in agony. I don't think that injury was real, it's not like Seth Rollins is. But it was done, it was portrayed very well. And I could be wrong, but I haven't heard any news about an injury from Nakamura. Then again, I haven't exactly looked either. But anyways, horrible fan. It was kind of cool to see Chris Hero alongside Nakamura and kind of, just touch base with him. And what did he say to him? He said, oh, not like this. As in, you didn't want to lose your title like this. So, interesting little segment there. Cool to see Hero. I think it was his first official appearance on NXT television, and actually an episode. We'll be seeing a lot more of him in weeks to come. Can't wait. And by the way, I am going to be doing a video on the Evolve events from this past weekend as well. Working on that because there's still a couple things that I hadn't seen, and I'm just deciding whether I'm going to just talk about what I did see, and I didn't catch some of it because of technical difficulties. But I do want to, talk about the Heroes. What was it called? The Heroes End or the Heroes Weekend, whatever it was called, from Evolve. Tremendous stuff. But anyways, back to NXT. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what is going on with Nakamura. I know a lot of people thought, including myself, going through the weekend thinking, okay, maybe fake injury and he'll show up the next night in the Royal Rumble. Didn't happen. So yeah, let's see. The segment, the little vignette, little special, it's on WWE.com, and I'm assuming it's also on the YouTube channel. If you don't have the network, go check this out. The little special he did on Corey Graves, this being his last NXT events, and going. Well, he's been on the main roster, but he's been floating back and forth between the two. Well, he's officially done with NXT now, and he'll be full-time on the main roster now. So, and it's like, it really signifies kind of like a graduation from that first, like they said in that vignette, that first class of guys was, the Wyatts, the guys from the Shield, and so many others. And Neville, who is now also kicking ass, again, on the main roster. Corey Graves is part of that. And he was one of my favorite wrestlers back then. Was that like 5 years ago? It's hard to believe that. Five? Was it? Was it 2012? I think it was. And he's come so far since then, between being an NXT commentator and then being brought up over the course of this last year to the main roster. What a transition to go from being a wrestler and being told it's a touching segment. Go check it out. Especially if you're a diehard, passionate wrestling fan, you'll appreciate it. You'll enjoy it. Let's see what else as I pour myself a little more of this yummy winterberry. If you're wondering what it is, I think it's from Tivana. It's good stuff, guys. Get at your local. Ooh, that was a tart bunch. Great stuff. There's your shout out, Tivana. Good shit. So yeah, great little segment on Corey Graves. Congratulations on your official graduation from NXT to being officially main roster now. Yeah, go check that out. That's definitely worth. If you're not a fan of all the matches, at least go check out that segment. YouTube, the network, on WWE.com. They got it on there too. So, all right, now let's get into the rest of this event. Let's talk about Eric Young versus Ty Dillinger. Wow, what a weekend for Ty Dillinger, hey? Unbelievable match with Eric Young. Eric Young and Sanity end up coming out on top, but then Ty Dillinger gets the number 10 spot the next night at the Rumble. Wow. What a, it's one thing to say you had a great match and you lost, but then the next night to have that, like, redemption, So it's like the loss is completely wiped out, in a sense. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Ty. Is he going to be? Now we didn't see him this week. I think they did a little. I think they did talk about him either on Raw or SmackDown. I can't remember which one talked about him more. Maybe they mentioned him on both. I don't remember. I apologize. But it's going to be interesting to see if that was his debut to the main roster, or if they just did that because the fans really promoted that whole 10, bring in the 10 at number 10, So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Great match between those guys, though. Eric Young, I love Sanity. Big Eric Young fan. Big fan of both these guys. It'll be interesting to see what kind of havoc Eric Young and the rest of his boys and Nikki Cross run havoc over the course of 2017, because it's just getting started, and they're starting out in the right direction to really carve a path through NXT. Have to wait and see. Could be even a better path than, we say, the Wyatts. Maybe. How about Sanity versus Authors of Pain? How about that? We'll have to wait and see. Speaking of Authors of Pain, oh man. Defeating DIY. Gargano and local guy from around here, Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa? I screw it up every time, so I apologize. Tommaso. We'll keep it like that. Was so happy when they won the tag team championships down in NXT at the last big special, and now all of a sudden lost them again right away. But man, they really had the deck stacked against them. DIY is a tremendous tag team, and they proved that in their 2 out of 3 falls and even a rematch against the Revival. It's also going to be interesting to see where the whole tag team division goes from here. The Revival is a two-time NXT champs. Are they going to go for them again? Are they going to get brought up to the main roster? I think DIY is going to be down there for a while, but Revival's they've been huffing it for a while. I think they're still in a kind of a growing phase again with the tag team division down there. Obviously, the Authors of Pain are really top of the mountain right now. Revival, DIY, Sanity. I know they had a few others featured in the Dusty Classic, and I'm not thinking, TM61. The one half is injured. Is it Shane Thorne? I think he's going to be out till probably the end of this year, unfortunately, with an injury. So that tag team's done for quite a while. So, yeah, we'll have to see where 2017 leads the whole tag team division. Authors of Pain certainly getting things done with the guiding hand of Paul Ellering. And the whole way they did the 3-step prophecy thing in the book almost like had that biblical feel to it, like with scripture. It was interesting. Kind of cool. Yeah. To see what comes next for DIY as well. Man, how are they gonna come back for this? Are they gonna split? Oh man, that'd be crazy. It'd be a shame to split, because that'd be one less really good tag team on NXT, but I think these two are destined to clash and renew their because those two put on, I think, one of the best matches of the Cruiserweight Classic. And then because they brought them in as a tag team. But I don't know. What do you think? Let me know what your thoughts are on DIY. Should they split them up and do a nice long feud of Gargano versus Tommaso? That'd be, man, I'd love to see that. That'd be sick. Let's see. Another favorite, Roderick Strong versus Almas. Not a huge fan of Almas. Certainly a bigger fan of Strong, but man, those two put on a hell of a match. I'm going to go watch that again soon. They even got props from Triple H in that little post NXT thing. Pretty cool. Can't wait to see what's next for Roderick Strong. The whole Seth Rollins thing is all, man, it's just a damn shame. Had that big thing at NXT Takeover where he, took over, he hijacked the show, then he got ran out of town, and then got injured 2 nights later on Raw. Damn shame. Oh, man. A lot of fans upset about that, including myself, And no, I don't blame Samoa Joe. It was an accident, He was, he had the chokehold on him, and he fell awkward when they both went down together, and just a weird accident, I don't know what else to really say about that. As far as time frame for Rollins, the only thing I've heard a couple different things. I've heard 4 to 6 weeks. I've also heard 6 to 8 months. So I don't know which is true. I've heard both on several different sites. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what it is because I don't know. All I can say is, man, I'm going to miss Rollins again. Sucks. Probably miss another Mania. Let's see. Talked about Asuka. Talked about the tag team. Talked about Strong. Oh, and I'm not going to talk about the awards. Don't really care about that. Last but certainly not least, Bobby Roode defeating Shinsuke Nakamura for the NXT Championship. Holy cow. What a match. Touched a little bit on it with the whole Nakamura backstage segment getting injured. A lot of great psychology in this match. Those two worked tremendously together. I know some people are upset that Bobby Roode's champ. Was rooting for Bobby Roode. Nakamura, and I love Nakamura. He has turned NXT upside down. He's been great. And, I think he's going to be ready for the main roster pretty soon. That's Nakamura I'm talking about. But maybe they're just taking him off TV for a while to work on his English or something. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is for him, or if he really was injured and they made it a lot worse. I don't know what the whole meaning of the psychology of everything, but it did play out tremendous on TV. It was great. But Bobby Roode being NXT champion, man, for a guy who was, he was Impact champ for just over a year, and yet was just treated just horribly. It's like, the contract mishaps with this guy. That, and just, they could have done so much more with him and made him a better top guy. And just, but then they got rid of, all over the course of a year, they got rid of, all their veterans. Styles. Oh, God, I can't even go through the whole list. It's a dozen guys? It's ridiculous. Between getting rid of guys and guys just leaving. And what Triple H and NXT have done with Bobby Roode since he came in is just they've done him right. They've shown how good he is, how talented he is, and how he should have been booked for a long friggin' time. So, tremendously happy for Bobby Roode. I don't know if he's going to be champ for a long time because, man, there's so much talent that's going to be gunning for him between now and Mania. I can't even fathom who's going to face up against him first. Is it going to be Chris Hero? Is it going to be Strong? Is Nakamura going to get some kind of rematch in the near future? Is No Way Jose going to... I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. And if I jinx that, I apologize. Holy crap, because I really don't want to see that. Jinxed it as in, oh, you mentioned it. Now it's going to happen. Sorry, No Way Jose. Not today. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the whole event. Pretty much top to bottom. Loved it. And man, just another example of how when you don't have 30 writers breathing down your neck, how simple booking can be so damn good. It's not rocket science. Look how great it turned out. Look at the stars that shined from it. And it's not even a handful of guys doing it. It says a lot. Between Triple H and, Regal, I'm not sure exactly who else is all down there. There's been a few people who've been called up recently as far as writers, workers, producers, whatever you want to call them. I don't think Adam Pearce is still down there. I could be wrong. I think he's main roster now. But nonetheless, when you don't have dozens of guys writing, you keep it simple. It shines. It totally does. It's not rocket science. So yeah, thanks for watching. That's my thoughts on this. I cannot wait to see where all this goes from here. What rivalries are we going to see down in NXT leading up to WrestleMania weekend, which is 2 months away? That's going to go quick. That's going to go damn quick. I know people have been posting pictures, spoilers like crazy, and I'm trying my best to stay away from it because I want to be surprised. I want to watch it. I want to watch it unfold on TV. I don't want to read the dirt sheets on something unique and as special as this with everything that's going on down there. So that's it for this. Probably be back in another week or two as far as NXT stuff. Going to be some cool stuff happening. Till then, thanks for watching. Going to be doing some Evolve stuff either later tonight or tomorrow, and then I'm going to do my best to get some kind of review of the Royal Rumble and my thoughts on the whole Royal Rumble debacle somewhere within the next 24 hours. All right. Till then, peace. Thanks for watching.